Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
My ears burn!
From the very first game in the series, Rainbow Road has been a staple as the last track in each Mario Kart entry. Hey internet, I'm Bryse, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking every Rainbow Road in the Mario Kart series from worst to best. A few notes before we start. These rankings aren't based on anything but solely my opinion. Just because I don't mention your favorite Rainbow Road track as my own, doesn't mean I don't love that track as well. It just means I like another Rainbow Road more. Any ranking video like this is very subjective, and is in no way official. It's just someone's opinion, and in this case, my opinion. For this video, I will only be focusing on the Rainbow Road tracks that are officially named Rainbow Road, which means the Rainbow tracks from the arcade series will not be included. I'm also leaving Home Circuit out of this list, since I'd pretty much just be ranking someone's living room decor, and because the game is kinda poo. After you watch the video, let me know your ranking of each Rainbow Road in the comments below. So, without further ado, let's rank them up. As much as this hurts, taking off the nostalgia glasses means that Mario Kart 64's iteration of Rainbow Road lands at the bottom of this list. As the Mario Kart game I grew up with, I've played this track thousands of times, and I absolutely loved it. But after growing up and playing all of the other versions of Rainbow Roads, I have to admit that this track is pretty boring. It just goes on, and on, and on. Sure, the fireworks in the background with the characters' faces are fun, but other than that, this track doesn't really offer much substance. Other than some chain chomps that charge at you from time to time, this is just a boring drive down the longest track in Mario Kart history. Mario Kart is supposed to be a fast-paced series, so we don't need tracks that take almost 6 minutes to complete. If I were you, I'd highly recommend using the jump shortcut at the beginning, not only for the easy win, but to speed up this never-ending track. Ah, the Rainbow Road that started it all. Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road was a nice introduction to the iconic track type, but sadly, hardware limitations really limited what this track could pull off. Besides there being no barriers throughout the entire track, the only other hazard are the thwomps that will try to squish you flat. I wouldn't say this is a bad track by any means. It just hasn't aged as well as the higher placing Rainbow Roads on this list. Mario Kart Super Circuit's rendition of Rainbow Road was a little doomed from the beginning due to it being a handheld where all the tracks in the game are flat. The layout of this track isn't exactly interesting, but some of the turns could be a bit of a challenge, which I can appreciate. Instead of having a barrier around the road to prevent you from falling off, this track instead has sides that will send you up in the air if touched. Compared to other Rainbow Roads on this list, Super Circuits doesn't do enough to make it feel unique, and therefore people forget about this rendition easily. I do love the Paper Mario reference this course features, with Bowser's Castle floating in the background, which is honestly why I'm ranking this version above Super Mario Kart's version, as both Rainbow Roads are about the same level of quality and could easily have their positions swapped. Here comes our first remake on this list. The remake of SNES Rainbow Road and Mario Kart Super Circuit improves on the experience with the GBA's slightly better controls and colorful background. Other than that, this is essentially the same as the SNES version, minus the thwomps. I hope you're a fan of other multiple remakes of this track, because it's SNES Rainbow Road again, but in 3D! Not only does this remake up the visuals more than the others, but it also widens the track slightly, adds some trickable jump ramps, and brings back the thwomps. Okay, let's start a game here. Take a shot every time I say thwomp in this video, and then try to do a race on this track. Thwomp, thwomp, thwompity thwomp thwomp. Are you enjoying what you're seeing so far? Don't forget to give this video a comment, a like, and subscribe, as we are currently on the path to 2,000 subscribers. Your support to the channel is much appreciated and does not go unnoticed. Anyways, back to the video. I'm including all the different types of SNES Rainbow Road here found in Tour. So the normal, reverse, trick, reverse trick, and both remix Rainbow Roads 1 and 2. That may be a little cheap, but honestly, they're all pretty similar and I really don't want to make this video super long focusing on these Tour versions. The remix versions do spice up this rather dull Rainbow Road, and almost make them feel like a brand new track. Almost. We get it, Nintendo. This was the first ever Rainbow Road. Can you please stop remaking this track? Okay, seriously, how many times are they gonna bring this track back? Mario Kart 8's remake of SNES Rainbow Road is the definitive version of this track. From the stunning HD visuals to Mario Kart 8's near perfect controls. This is the best way to play SNES Rainbow Road. As the newest track to appear in Mario Kart Tour as of this video, Wii Rainbow Road in Mario Kart Tour looks absolutely stunning as expected, although there are some changes to this track. The most notable is that the track is now only one lap with 2 sections. I understand Mario Kart Tour wants races to be shorter, but this just feels way too short. 2 laps, like the majority of the other Tour tracks, would have been a lot more enjoyable. Also, I don't like how they got rid of the brighter pastel color of the road that the original Wii version was. In my opinion, it made the track stand out and feel more unique. Other than those things, the track still plays the same. Well, except for the game's simple yet rail driving controls, and certain characters having an advantage on this track being able to hold more items, which is a little cheap, but I get it. Mario Kart Tour is a mobile game, and that's what mobile games do. Mario Kart DS has some of my favorite tracks in the entire Mario Kart series, but DS Rainbow Road honestly sits at about the middle of the pack for me. The aesthetic is very basic for a Rainbow Road track, with nothing but stars in the background. The thing that makes this Rainbow Road memorable is the awesome loop and spiral sections, which had never been done before in the entire series. This track does feel a little short, but being a handheld entry, that's to be expected. Overall, it's not a bad track, but not a great track either. The Tour remake of Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road remains extremely faithful to the original track. It's no surprise really, as Tour borrows a lot from the last few entries in the Mario Kart series. Although this remake does look better visually than the original 3DS track, and the reverse, trick, and reverse trick versions put an original spin on this classic course, it suffers from the same problem that the other Tour tracks have: controls that feel like you're riding on rails, and the mobile pay-to-win motto. I must admit, when I first played Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road, I wasn't really a huge fan. But after multiple playthroughs, I've come to appreciate the different vibe that they were going for with this version. Not only does this track feature a road made of rainbows, but it also has you drive through part of a space station, the Mario Kart TV space station to be exact. Having 2 paths full of twists and turns to drive down doesn't exactly make the track unique, but it does offer a different challenge trying to find out which path you prefer while trying to avoid falling off the narrow road that's entirely in anti-gravity. The music for this track is also my favorite in the entire game. There's something about it that just gets my body moving. Remember how I said my biggest problem with the N64 Rainbow Road was the track was too long? Well, in Mario Kart 8's remake of this track, they fixed that problem by making this track only 1 lap. It does make the track just feel a tad short, but I'd much rather that than a track that just drags on and on. The visuals obviously got a huge overhaul, and the chomps were replaced by rolling chomp balls. The addition of the flying train was also a nice touch, as this remake now feels more alive like a Rainbow Road track should. I'm hoping the Mario Kart Double Dash fans will be happy with this track's ranking, as GCN Rainbow Road is a crazy ride. It really took Rainbow Road to a whole other level, with its many sharp turns, and the angled slope section with all the boost panels on it. This track is not for novice racers, and if you want even a shot at coming in first on this track, you need to make sure that you have both the handling and drift controls down pat. The background for this track is extremely colorful, and I love that you can see Mushroom City below. The music for this track is another banger, and it really gives a hectic but fun feel. I'd recommend using Peach or Daisy on this track for obvious reasons. I'm so naughty. If Double Dash's Rainbow Road wasn't crazy enough for you, let me introduce you to Mario Kart Wii's rendition of Rainbow Road. This track really is out of this world, as you race around the Earth's orbit on this twisty and trick-filled road. I know some people were a bit disappointed with this track, as they were expecting a more Mario Galaxy-esque version of this Rainbow Road, but this version did not disappoint me in the slightest. This track just has it all: a challenging but fun layout, catchy music, a gorgeous aesthetic. It's a complete masterpiece. Was there really any question if this track was going to be so high on the list? Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 7 is the epitome of not only what makes a great Rainbow Road track, but what makes a great Mario Kart track. It's a 1-lap track that takes you on a journey as you explore the solar system, having you drift around Saturn's rings and perform tricks off craters on the moon. This was a great direction to take Rainbow Road to make it stand out from the previous versions. Call me basic if you want, but Rainbow Road 3DS is my favorite Mario Kart track ever, and I'm proud of it. Wait, if this is my favorite Mario Kart track ever, then what in the reading Rainbow could be at the #1 slot? Well, how about an HD remake of this stellar track? Other than the amazing visual upgrades, this remake stays true to the original counterpart, with the only major difference being the moon portion of the track is now an anti-gravity section. The rest of this track stays completely intact, and that's honestly for the best. They didn't need to change anything about this track at all. I highly recommend those who have never played the original version to purchase the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass and give this course a chance. Trust me, you will not regret it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, be sure to hit the like, smash that subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified when I upload future videos. Once again, I'm Mike Bryce, and I will see you in the next one.